Wrong setting, Johnny.
Good morning,
He's on his
Internet.
tides.
How's everyone doing this morning? Hopefully everybody had a good week. For the most part, I guess. I'm hoping. Here we are for our Saturday morning shenanigans.
Shragnaz.
We have a
So-
super easy trek into the Drow encampment temple thing. It's going to be easy. Wrong setting, Johnny.
So far, I mean, you guys did a really good thing so far. But yeah, let's do the thing. Let us do the thing. Good morning, good morning, good
Do
morning.
the
Alrighty, so here we are. Welcome to another
Do the
Saturday
do.
morning for live D&D play with our Shadow Watch crew. So, couple of quick things. Quick first, a shout out for Sirenscape, collection of background musics and soundboards you can use for your tabletop experience, whether it be sci-fi, high fantasy, or whatnot. Go check out sirenscape.com for more information and to check out all the really cool options. Next, quick shout out and a thank you to the community for you guys supporting the channel as in every way that you can and choose to. It's appreciated, even if it's just subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, placing comments after the live show. All of that is greatly appreciated. If you want to, there's other ways you can support as well. You could go to patreon.com/scuba studio and consider being a patron. Several tiers of support, all of which is appreciated, regardless of tier. Then there's also, during our live D&D games, you can influence the game. Because you, the viewer, are a trickster, and tricksters can do wonderful things. So embrace your inner Loki. Check out the description on this video for how you can influence the game. And if you choose to influence, I'm sure the cast will greatly appreciate your influence.
As long as the influence is on our side.
Influence can go either way. I mean, we've had plenty of runs where the wild magic was not nearly as problematic as others, but it's not like we're throwing in a thing where it's like, hey, a random draw from the deck of many things.
Just saying, we need Anarion to not be a sheep right
That's
now.
fair. That is fair.
That would be
so if
very
you want to do that,
bad.
you're more than welcome to do that. Not necessarily turn Anarion into a sheep, but influence the game. It's entirely up to you. Scheduling stuff tonight is challenge accepted. Another live D&D game at 8 p.m. Eastern here on this channel. If you want to check out that, come tune in then. The party is going on a croc hunt. They have been asked to search for a legendary crocodile and remove its threat from the local area, improving diplomatic relations. So that could be fun. Because who doesn't love a croc hunt? Tomorrow morning, Sunday with Scoob, noon Eastern here on YouTube. I'm going to continue working on the young blue dragon that I was given for my birthday. And we're going to be working on some of the finer details and hopefully get through to the washes and have it ready, have it table ready. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. is Scuba on the Rye, our weekly podcast where we talk about video games and movies and whatever else we choose to discuss. So you can check that out here at 9 p.m. Eastern. We go live. I think that's it for announcements. Oh yeah, one important one. This was really important. If you're a fan of D&D, guess what? This Tuesday is the release of the latest D&D source book, Ben Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Should be releasing on D&D Beyond and in your local stores, or purchase online, however you want to get your hardbound. So go check that out. It should be a lot of fun. They've added information about the various domains of dread, which if you're not familiar, those were originally published in 2nd edition D&D, so circa 1980s to early 90s. So go check that. When that comes out, check it out. Definitely going to be talking about it on Tuesday for Scuba and Narai, getting first reactions, because I actually have the book in hand as well as the digital version. So, hey, I go to my local shop. I go alternate cover, order, done. They just say, hey, it's ready for pickup. What I do.
I can actually go to my local shop again.
That's right.
I just realized this. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
Support your
and the
local game store.
CDC did say that, hey, if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So all the fun there. And my daughter did get her first dose of vaccine, so she's in that group that was recently approved to get the vaccine. So she got her first dose. She's so far doing fine. See how that goes.
Yeah, and if I reach for my coffee and go, ow, every time I drink, I've got my first shot today. So it's like, ow, coffee, ow.
Oh, that shoulder. Ow. But the coffee's worth it.
So
Always.
That being said, I think we're good to go ahead and dive in and see what happens next. Previously on our adventure, the party has decided to infiltrate an area of Dwendolin that is controlled by a group of Drow. A unknown number of Drow have moved into the area in the northwestern corner of the city. They had several guard posts kind of delineating the entrance to their area. Party managed to get through one guard post relatively quietly and quickly, and then decided to disguise themselves in a rather creative way. A couple of them donned Drow capes. A couple of them decided to pretend that they were manacled together and being brought to the main temple. As they proceeded through, they got to an area of a kind of a T intersection or Y intersection. And as Anari was about to round the corner, Shrag kind of held him back and said, "Oh, hold up," and pointed out that there were 2 Drow guards at this area. They noticed that the area has got kind of they detected a faint scent, kind of a sweetish sour odor of incense and blood in the air. They noticed that they're noticing that the corridor in this area is actually quite clean and void of any dust. So there's definitely an indication that there is a society that has moved in here. This is where we will kind of bring it in, and we're just going to jump right into the map.
That's when you know you've got a problem.
So here we are at the beginning of this. We have the party. They're in that Y track. They're about to look over, and they kind of looking. They haven't been seen yet, so they have a moment to breathe and figure out how they want to do this.
Oh,
How do you want to do this, guys?
I'm scared.
I don't want to do it. It's scary. It's drowned.
So-
It's like,
Let's go back to the upstairs.
Yeah. Here's the thought, and Anarion will kind of gather the party together and say, maybe we need to try to go back to our scout ahead method that we had used before, but with the limited number of spell slots, perhaps maybe we try to come up with an alternative instead of using spells. So
I have an idea. I've got something I can use. So Steve, Mr. DM,
Yes.
while traversing through the area with a passive perception of 20, would I have noticed anything? Insects, creatures in the
There would
area?
have been some small creatures that are inherent to cave systems, little lizards and stuff that spend their whole world in darkness.
How about in this temple?
You haven't entered the temple proper yet. You're still on the main corridor, just on the
That-
outside.
Okay. Sorry. How about that corridor, that walkway?
It's fairly clean, and there's a little bit of rubble, so there's only a few tiny little bits.
I'm going to ask a question along the same lines again. Anarion's passive, you already know, but with that in mind, knowing that this is kind of a spider-centric society, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Have we noticed any preponderance of spiders or spider webs in the area that they're not messing with?
Small stuff, nothing on the scale that you've seen so far with spiders large enough to ride on.
So
This is all
no driders
tiny-
or large spiders.
Yeah.
What kind of
you would
tiny
see little
spiders?
Tiny creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of tiny spiders?
Like maybe some small, kind of like wolf spiders and things like that. Very,
Okay.
very small. I mean, you kind of see signs of it, but it's not like this isn't like arachnophobia where there's like webs everywhere out here. This is like, oh, there's a little pocket of something. Here's a, I mean, there's not a lot of life, but it's also not completely devoid of anything. So every so often you could hear like a skitter if you listen hard enough of like a
Wolf
lizard or
runs a tight
whatnot.
ship.
You're obviously not going to hear spiders because, they are kings of stealth.
Right.
Okay.
I heard a spider once. It was so large I could hear it down my hallway.
That's not a spider. That's
Wait a minute. You
small
live
baby
on the
crab.
West
That's a rat.
Coast. Why are you having spiders that large on the West Coast?
Wolf spiders get real big.
Some of
It
them,
was
yeah.
it
some
was
of them.
like that big.
Ah,
Yeah.
All right. Just since
Anyway.
we're talking fun, I used to live up in Mount Baldy, and up in Mount Baldy there are a lot of tarantulas. There are
Ooh.
tarantulas that are larger than the size of my hand that will walk along the freeway.
no,
Yeah. Scary Barry.
no.
What you need the Australian spiders that are big enough to spin webs that catch snakes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's when you just shoot it. No.
No, those spiders take the gun and shoot you back again at that big.
Yeah,
They'll snatch the bullet and spit it back at you.
exactly. Oh,
Welcome to Shadow Watch, where we're going to talk about spiders as we infiltrate a Dark Elf compound where they worship the Spider Queen. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
It is
Hit
the
that like
Drow.
button.
All right.
Vibe.
So, Anarion kind of gives Obsidian the look and says, we've done a little of this before. So maybe we fall back to some of our previous tactics and do the little scout ahead.
yeah.
And then go ahead.
Yeah, and I can't get much back from a rest. So why don't you guys rest, find a place, take a short rest, and I'll start scouting ahead.
That works.
Okay.
Makes sense.
If an alarm sounds, because I'm still waiting for that, you're gonna have to message me just in case I don't hear it. Although I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll double check my sending stones, make sure everything's in order.
Only a matter of time before they notice that watch is gone.
Absolutely.
I suspect.
Well, I
So-
can throw up a hook quickly as well, so at least we can be slightly camouflaged. At least, yeah, okay, we'd normally use it for 8 hours, but if we use it for the hour, it's just about a little bit extra protection and cover and a bit more hidden if we can find a corner somewhere.
Well, just to remind you that as coming back down that Y, if you backtrack a ways, you'll backtrack into the previous district, which was a residential, and there was one main path that ran pretty straight north to south, with a couple of offshoots for different residential kind of caverns. You could the majority of you could back into there, set up your hut. That way, it's a little harder to be seen.
Okay.
It's gonna put you. It's gonna put you probably somewhere between 3 and 4, a couple hundred feet away from this current spot. So let's figure 300 feet from the current spot. So if anything comes in short of a sending stone, it's going to take you a few rounds to catch up if you're planning to pull off a mind flayer cellar instance again.
Yeah, and that's why I think maybe it may not be wise to back up. I think we need to stay close just in case, so that we don't have that couple, 2-3 rounds of delay.
Yeah, the path you're on is a little bit wider. It's about 10 feet, 10 to 15 feet wide. The main path that the Y connects to is a good 20 feet wide. So,
Yeah.
And then seeing there's a couple of back and forth as far as the main path, but you also kind of get a sense, looking about and the way these things are structured, that any traffic would probably cross through this pathway. So, what's the area of the tiny hut again?
Just bear with 2 moments. I shall find that out for you.
I believe
Oh,
it's 10
10
foot
foot.
radius.
Yes, 10-foot radius. What they said.
Yeah. So you're not going to be able to set it up here.
So yeah, I would say we just try to do what we can to hide if the hut's not gonna work, and the hut we can throw up as a last resort if we need to, but that may not be a feasible option at this point.
Yeah,
but at least try to hide as best we can.
These corridors are pretty cleaned, so there isn't a lot of debris like you saw in some of the other areas. So it's definitely is. Somebody said, "Hey, clean this place up." So
They knew we were coming. They wanted to spiffy the place up for us.
yeah, you hate to go visit people and have a dirty house. That's just so wrong.
You hate to have people visit and have a dirty house. Would it possibly be worth, once Obsidian is returned with more information about what we're facing, to try to draw some of them out of this narrow, tiny little spot into the residential area behind us? We could maybe draw them into some sort of a trap.
I think until he comes back with information and intelligence, we won't really know what might be the best tactic. So hopefully once he gets the information, we can at least have an idea of what we're facing and go from there.
I have some things that can do a lot of damage, but it doesn't work so well in enclosed spaces.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
And I just touch Obsidian's shoulder and I say, I'm sorry, I don't have spells that I can give you this time.
No, don't worry about it. I'm
Best
okay.
of luck, my friend.
Thank you.
You are the sneakiest person I've ever met. You got this.
Thank you.
And then I'll just do some last minute coordination with Obsidian, and basically the long rest, or excuse me, not long rest, the short rest is approximately an hour. And
an hour of nothing strenuous.
Right. So just being on watch and, preparing ourselves. And then if I remember right, his plan is to be back to us before that hour is up anyway. But unless you find something, or if an alarm sounds that I hear, then I'll notify him via the sending stone so that he's aware also.
Okay. Says a little prayer to Will's cleric god, which is rare for the rogue. And about a minute after they start their rest, I'm going to use my druid wild shape and shape shift into one of, and I want to do this like right up at the intersection of the hallway and that main hallway.
Okay.
And I'm going to shapeshift into a spider and try and make it look like the other spiders that we have seen in the area.
So your wild shape can make you a tiny creature?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's about the best thing it does, because I can't swim with it and I can't fly with it. So.
Alrighty, so we'll give you a little ninja emoji on your token.
Ooh, super stealth.
Super stealth. Let me see. Let me mark one of these off.
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Yeah, my max is actually a CR of 1/4.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you have turned yourself into a tiny spider.
Yes. So what I would like to do is climb up the wall right here, kind of to the top.
Okay.
And then start. So I definitely want to try and be as close to out of sight as possible. My movement speed. Let me get to the spider, tiny beast. My movement speed is 20 feet. I can climb 20 feet and I guess crawl 20 feet.
Okay.
And I would also like to stealth through this area as much as possible.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Which it does keep my stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So probably don't get advantage. Oh, where did it didn't even roll? There it goes. So it's a 26 for stealth.
Jeez. Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Alrighty.
Oh,
So far so good. So it takes a couple of rounds. You climb up the side of the wall and you start crawling along the ceiling. And as you get close enough to see, you see there are two walls that have been created that span the entire width of the tunnel, and they seem to be flanking another opening for another pathway. You see that this one, it narrows down to 10 feet by 10 feet as
Okay.
it connects to the main pathway. You see there are two. You see the two drow are kind of on watch, but they have not taken any notice of you.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
All right.
So
As you
keep
go ahead and
on
roll a
trucking.
new stealth check as you move into that next corridor.
Oh boy. 18.
Okay.
So my goal would be to keep on trucking.
Oh, nope. Back up.
All right, well.
Just as you start coming into that corridor, you see an Umber Hulk standing in the corridor.
Okay.
And it sit there, and it's looking around, and yeah, because as it's kind of sitting there, I need you to roll the wisdom save because you would make eye contact with it.
Okay, let's see. Wisdom.
Actually, it's charisma. Sorry, it's a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Oh man, it almost was a 19 and it's a 7. Which I
That
know
is
will
not
fail.
enough.
Yep.
You can't take any reactions until starting your next turn, which is what will happen, which will go. Need you to roll a d8 for me.
Let's see, is that the 8? Nope. Yeah, that's the 8. 8.
All right. Nothing is quite within your reach, so you do nothing.
Excellent. So
Now, on an 8, you would make a melee attack against a random creature within range.
oh, that's good. So I hit the ceiling.
Tiny little spider melee.
So after a turn, you kind of try to cinch your way through, and go and move yourself to just past the Umber Hulk.
Okay.
You see 2 more drow standing in the corridor. These look to be the heavy armored ones. Also, as you come into this, as you kind of look into what appears to be a 4-way intersection, you see to the east, the west, and the north. Picture the map. East, west, and north are blocked with large iron gates that span the entire passage.
Okay. What do the gates look like? Do they have holes in them?
It's figured wrought iron gates.
Okay.
It's the fact that they've been constructed and placed where they fill out the entire passageway. So it looks like you're essentially kind of boxed in. One way in, the other 3 ways are blocked by these gates.
But as a spider, I can crawl through the
Yes,
openings.
as a spider, you can crawl through.
Okay, so 3 directions, huh?
Yep.
D4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. All right, so it's a 6. We're going left.
Alrighty. Go and roll a stealth check.
And another stealth check. 26 again. D&D Beyond is consistent, I think.
All right. You go unnoticed. So you go ahead and move yourself into the lift.
Okay.
All right. This corridor seems to just kind of stretch around, and turn where it goes north, kind of a northern direction again.
Okay. When I was going through the gates, can I tell anything about them? Do I see a lock on them or anything like that from where I'm at?
Your passive perception is a 20, right?
It's a 20.
All right, real quick.
And my passive investigation is a 19.
Okay. You notice that these gates do not appear to have any pulleys, mechanism, or anything for lifting and for moving.
Oh, that's great. But no locks either.
No, because there are no doors. It's literally like filling in the entire way, but there is no mechanism, pulley, chain, anything that you could see on how to move them outside of that space. You do see that there is a small kind of crevice at the top. You know, like you've ever been into a mall right before opening, all those gates that come down from the ceiling. This is that kind of thing, but you can't see how it would be lifted. And
we don't see like a gate or the lock carved into the floor thing like they do. No, it's
just. Okay. But from what you could tell, these are like 3-inch steel bars that make up this thing. So it is heavy and sturdy.
And we are all such strength-based people. That's just going to be fun. Okay. So I am going to keep going.
All right. So it's just kind of, you see the corridor kind of turn.
Okay.
One side of the wall looks like it's kind of like a natural formation. It hasn't really been worked too much. The other side looks like it's a worked stone.
Okay.
It gives you an idea that there's a room on one side, and the other side's kind of the natural kind of cave area.
Okay. About how much time has passed for me to get here?
I would say probably about 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes.
All right.
Since you took on your wild shape. So.
Okay. I'm going to follow the wall around or hop on the ceiling and come across, whatever's easiest.
You're still kind of picturing you're on the ceiling as you're kind of coming through.
Okay.
Figure once you saw the Umber Hulk, it was kind of one of those close your eyes, move, and kind of you kind of got an idea where you were.
Yep.
So as you continue down the corridor, you do see a set of as you continue down, there's a set of doors that lead into a room, and the corridor kind of leads around. You also notice as you look to your right,
left.
Yeah, as you look to your left, you start seeing these tapestries that are hanging down from the ceiling. See, for the ceiling, now all the rooms are kind of like 10-foot ceilings, not very tall ceilings, right?
Okay.
But from the ceiling, you see there's these thick, multicolored kind of streamers. On the streamers, they depict kind of these scenes that are really kind of gruesome and gory, depicting battles and whatnot in Dark Elf kind of lore. The way the Dark Elves are depicted is they're the heroes, and any other creature that's in there is kind of like deformed or made to look like this. It's inferior to a Dark Elf.
Okay.
But you see them, you start to see a bunch of them, they're kind of hanging. They're in a variety of places. It kind of makes you feel like it's like a little bit of a maze trying to go through because of how heavy these look. And they go all the way to the ceiling. Floor to ceiling.
So full floor to ceiling.
Full floor to ceiling kind of tapestries that just kind of hang there. And then there's the doorway that leads into a room.
Okay, where's the doorway from where I'm at?
The doorway would be on your right. The pathway
Yeah, I
to
mean,
the
like
tapestries
kind
on
of
the left.
right there.
Yep.
Okay. Do I see anything in this direction? Now, keep in mind, I think my spider dark vision drops to 30 feet from 60. Let me just double check that. Yes, dark vision does drop to 30 feet.
Yeah, you would see one tapestry. That's the
Okay.
way it's hanging. The 30 feet is you just see that the corridor goes and it's dark.
Okay.
The door on the other side, you could see it's kind of a stone door that's been kind of situated there.
Okay. And about how long it took me to get down this walkway here? Another couple minutes?
Yeah, another few minutes. So you're right at about that 20-minute mark. I'll
Okay.
say 15 to get to that first time you asked. Another 5 or so to kind of working your way down. So taking in the spectacle of these tapestries, you're about 20 minutes. You're
Okay.
halfway.
The door that I'm. Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, go.
So you're about you're getting close to halfway through your spell.
Right. So the door I'm at, is there any room on the door frame to crawl through to see what's in there?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to kind of do a little, maybe like stay in the doorway watching or looking to see what I can see before I just pop in there.
Have you crawl along the ceiling? Go ahead and give me another stealth check.
That one is a 30. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Nice.
You're good. Because there ain't no way in the heck I can roll high enough. You step into a room that you see you see a fairly sparse room. It's impeccably clean. You see 8 bunks that have been situated, 6 chests kind of about the room, and you see 8 Dark Elves and an Umber Hulk in this room. This appears to be a barracks of some type.
Okay. I'm going to back my way right back out.
That is a fair assessment, good sir.
Oh, I can't go through the wall. You'll have to move me. Thank you.
No. You're a tiny creature. You can't open the door, so I'm not removing the light barrier.
Right. No, that's good. All right, so still have about, that didn't take but a minute, right? So I want to crawl straight across the ceiling this way.
Alrighty. As you come down, your vision sees you cross where a pathway kind of leads back up to the south. You imagine that's probably the direction you came from. And continuing forward, you see there are 2 more sets of doors in this hallway. One on the one set of doors on the left, and one at the end of the hall.
Okay. Are these all single doors or double doors?
The one on the left is a singular. The one at the end of the hall appears to be some kind of double door. Maybe it looks almost a little more elaborate.
Okay. What about the one that I came from? Was that a single or a double?
That was a single door as well, essentially.
Okay. Do these look like they would open in or out, or can I tell?
They both would open in, so it gives you an idea that they're rooms that you would go into from this hallway.
Right. Okay. Well, I'd like to just, where's the doorway on this room?
As you go down the corridor, it would be on the left.
Okay. I'd like to kind of do the same sneak and peek that I did in the last one. At the door frame, just kind of take a peek in and then come right back out.
Okie dokie. Oh. Gonna pop in, go and roll your stealth check.
Oh, man. Don't fail me now, baby. Oh, thank you. 31. My D&D Beyond.
You see in this room, much like the last one you walked in. Anyways, much like the last one you walked in, this one has the beds. It's very clean, very immaculate. 6 chests and 8 drow and an umber hulk in it. Appears to be yet another barracks.
Yeah, nope. Back out. And about what time frame am I at?
At this point, you are at 30 minutes in on your spell. You have 30 minutes left before your wild shape wears off.
Okay. All right. I'm going to back down, and I want to take a walk this way.
Okay.
And see what I see.
All right. Walking. So you have the 2 doors. Did you want to go into that first room?
Might as well while I'm right here.
All right. So you step into that first room. You see a little bit better decorated room. There are only 3 beds in this room. There is a fountain on the wall. There is a fountain on one wall. And you see along the opposite wall, you see 5 chests.
Okay.
Lined against the wall.
And I don't see anybody in here?
Nope. There's no one in there. The occupants of this room are not here. They're somewhere
like
else.
That. All right. You said there was another door at the end of the hallway, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I want to kind of do the same sneak and peek, please, sir.
All right. Move you into the room. Let's see how far your vision goes in this room. Okay. This room is a monument of luxury. The air is fragrant with perfume. The floor is carpeted with 2 matching rugs. A large amount of hides, bear pelts, and even what appears to be a humanoid's skin mounted to the walls. They're hanging like trophies. The room contains a large bed, a wooden table. There are also 4 large trunks and 4 small trunks in the room. There is a large polished brass mirror that stands in a perfect yellow golden reflection back against the wall. There's another along the south wall. There is a large fountain that has a variety of bottles up on the ledge. You get the feeling that somebody has turned this fountain into their personal tub.
Okay.
Your senses
Everyone needs a bath.
Yeah, your senses are just hit with all of these very fragrant smells.
Okay. And I don't see anybody in this room either.
Nope. No one is in this room either.
Okay, so if I come back out and head back to the corridor kind of at that intersection, about what time frame am I going to be at?
Searching to give you enough time to search through, because the last room was a little bit larger, so making sure you get a good sweep so there's no bodies. You're about the 40 to 45 minute mark.
Okay. What I'd like to do is just kind of take a look at these tapestries. Basically, what I'm going to end up doing is ending my hour kind of right in here, since there's nobody in this room, to do a quick sending stone message.
Okay.
But so if I've got 20 minutes, I want to spend 6 or 7 just checking out the tapestry area, and then I want to move back so I have plenty of time.
All right. So you move in to that area.
Yeah. Again, hugging the wall right at the ceiling.
Okay. From the ceiling 10 feet overhead hang thick multicolored streamers. Each streamer depicts a more gruesome and horrific bit of Drow history than the next to it. There are numerous depictions of the original schism between the elves and the War of the Drow that drove them underground. In all of these, the elves and the world above is depicted as distorted and ugly brutes, while the Drow are presented as peaceful and graceful. Few streamers also show spectacularly absurd victories by small Drow armies over large numbers of Koatoa, Mind Flayers, and other underworld races. There's an overpowering odor of incense and old blood smelled at the entrance, but the floor and walls are sparkling clean. In the center of the room is disorienting, where a great wall of darkness stretches from floor to ceiling, neither catching nor reflecting light, giving an uneasy impression that it is shifting and moving.
Do I hear any voices or anybody walking or anything back in that area?
Give me a go ahead and give some actively listening. Go ahead and give me a perception.
12.
All right. Very faintly, you hear some kind of rhythmic voice. This group of voice. It sounds like a couple of voices. Can't tell how many, but they do. But I'll say they probably do. They do sound humanoid, and in a language. And what languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Druidic, Dwarvish, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay.
I have the helm, but that wouldn't be active right now. So
No, it wouldn't be active, unfortunately.
Right.
It sounds like it's Undercommon, but it's not in an accent you've heard.
Okay.
Because you're used to conversing with Cablis.
Right. It's that broken
Deep Gnomes have a
Undercommon.
different one, but you can kind of get the inflection that it almost sounds like it's an elf speaking Undercommon.
Okay.
And it's a group of them, and it seems to be it's kind of rhythmic. It almost, you're not quite sure what it is they're saying.
Okay.
Do a quick insight check for me.
Oh, that's only a +2. Dirty 20.
It sounds like chanting.
Chanting. Okay. Can I tell how many voices are chanting?
Unfortunately, no. But it
okay.
is more than one in there.
Multiple voices. Okay. So I'd like to go ahead and head back to that one room.
Okay.
About how long do I have once I get in there?
You would have approximately 5 minutes left.
Okay. I'd like to look along the back wall and see if that leads into can I get through that wall in any way? Is there any way under the wall or at the cracks in the ceiling, so I can see what's behind it?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. So the passive is 19. And the active is only an 11.
Unfortunately, you're not able to see any crack or crevice that you could fit through. This seems to be a pretty solid, thick wall.
Okay.
And any that you did find have been covered over.
Okay. So I want to then go into which way does the door turn in?
The door comes in and swings to the left as you come in.
Okay, so I want to go onto the other side so that when I unshapeshift, or I'm kind of behind the door if it opens.
Okay. So with that, you then regain your form. You're standing next to a chest, and then you see across. You see the bed and whatnot.
Right.
That is the end of your wild shape.
Yep. I'm going to use the sending stone to send Shraggy a message.
Okay.
Because I have just a plain sending stone with Shrag. And say 25 words. Entrance difficult, not done, searching, going to wild shape another hour, unless the alarm sounds. And keep searching.
Shrag will pass that on. He'll send back a message saying, "Message understood. I will let the others know. Nothing here yet. Keep going."
So, wild shaping again.
Yep.
All right. Same form again.
Same form again, yes.
Okay.
So I want to come back out. Yep. And I'm going to head this way up towards the gate. And I'm kind of looking more down. I don't, in case the Umber Hulk turns around, I don't want to be staring at it. So I'm only kind of watching him out of my peripheral, basically.
Yeah, you essentially you're at his back.
Right.
But
that's what I figured.
The two Drow are there.
Yeah. That's what I figured. But so I want to watch if he starts looking like he's turning, then and I'm just gonna, look straight down or close my eyes or whatever I need to do. And so then my goal would be to go down this right hallway and see what I can see.
Yep. All right, so you come around to the right hallway.
Yeah.
And you see another door. Single door that looks it looks like it leads into another room. So it's a very small hallway.
Okay. I want to do the same kind of, I want a door frame, take a peek.
Alrighty, so as you step into this doorway, you see another, what appears to be another barracks space. However, all the Drow in this one seem to be more heavily armored than in the previous spaces. There's also an Umber Hulk kind of sitting in a corner, just kind of like that's its spot. It's resting. Your vision. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite see that far. Okay.
So
I've covered it on my screen.
So you see several Drow in the room. You see two chests. You can't see any other chests, but you do see another set of 8 bunks. You only see there's in the darkness. You imagine there's probably a few more Drow. But from what you can see, there are 2 Drow that seem their armor and attire seems a bit different.
Okay.
You notice with your passives, just kind of taking in the side of everything. Yep. You notice they're not carrying crossbows. You see hand crossbows on a few of them, and the 2 of them don't appear to be carrying hand crossbows. They appear to be carrying something else that in their hand that seems rather unusual to you.
That's very ominous.
And you do notice that there is another door leading into another room on the back wall.
On the back wall, so the kind of where I can't see in the distance, or okay. Do I feel like I could get to that door frame where I am without causing anybody undue angst, like the Umber Hulk sitting right there?
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Of course. Had to come sooner or later. Nat 1 plus 12, 13.
Alrighty. And you have 2 inspiration dies you can use.
Oh, yes. Definitely. What are they?
D4s. D4 inspirations.
Thank you.
Tricksters are
And
throwing you some love.
Thank you, chat. I'm going to use them both too. That's a +4. I had a 1 and a 3, so a 17.
17. Okay.
Thank you, because I have not been looking at the chat.
Alrighty. As you kind of crawl about over to that other door, you notice that the trying to avoid eye contact with the Umberholic, so you're not really sure with him. But one of the Drow standing there, the one that had the different kind of thing, as he's kind of looking at working something in his hand, actually kind of looks up and looks right at you.
Okay.
And then just carries on with what he's doing.
Oh, thank God. And you're going to give me a heart attack over here. All right. So I'm going to peek my way in.
So you step into this next room. This room is very sparse and empty as well. There's only a bed and a chest in the room. There's no occupant right now.
No occupant. Does the room look, I mean, this is the only room that's been inside of another room though. So does anything look different or strange or weird about it?
The fact that it's a bedroom, it's somebody's room, it's somebody's quarters, but the fact that there's only one bed in it indicates that it could be somebody of status as amongst to the others, and the fact that it's attached to a set of barracks. You have a thought that it could be something like the commander or the captain.
Okay.
And he is not in his room. And you have not seen anyone in any of the other rooms that looks like they would be that kind of position of authority.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and make my way back down the hallway I came from. The two hallways I came from.
All right. You're now faced with the gates, the iron grating, and could lead back out or go somewhere else.
Now I'm going to stay in. I don't like the gate. I'm gonna basically use the strategy we had pulled before. I'm just trying to figure out what the best place is. How long has it been from this wild shape?
This one's been about 20 minutes.
Okay. I'd like to go back to the tapestries, and I want to sneak my way further in since I've got time.
Okay.
Yep.
Move you over.
I'll just start there. And
okay. Okay. So you're up on the wall taking a look in. You see coming out of the veil of darkness a female dark elf.
Okay. Just one.
Just one.
Okay. Does she appear to be chanting the chanting that I had heard earlier?
It's a good impression. It's a good thought that she came out of that wall of darkness that you saw. And she comes out of it. She starts making her way towards you.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to have taken any notice of your position there.
Yeah, and while she's walking, I'm basically not going to move a little tiny leg.
And then a little while later, another one steps out of the darkness.
Okay.
And
if I get an opportunity, I want to kind of crawl and hide in like the where the tapestry is, kind of like right next to it. But I want to do it in a way that I'm not drawing attention to myself.
Go and roll a stealth check.
Got to be better than the last one. 24.
All right. So you kind of move in and hang out in one of the tapestries as you see the three female drow that come out. They all seem to be dressed in a similar fashion, with robes, and as they kind of walk out, talking amongst themselves, and they turn the corner.
Okay. All right. I want to then keep moving my way around this area.
All right.
And I'm going to assume that they're going to that room with 3 beds in them, since there was 3 of them.
Yep. And as you kind of move over to the next one, another female Dark Elf steps out.
Oh.
And you see she is dressed differently than the previous 3. Her attire is very kind of rich and regal, with lots of spider iconography all about. She has a staff that she's carrying, and on her hip is a rod that has what appears to be several lengths capped with snakes' heads. As she steps out of the darkness and starts to exit the area.
Freeze where I stand.
Go and roll a perception, or go ahead and roll a stealth.
24 again. Wait. Let me make sure it's not the D&D stuck syndrome. Okay, it's not. 24.
Okay. Yep. She does not seem to pay you any notice as she leaves the darkness.
Okay.
And goes around the corner. Out of
Okay.
sight.
And she was dressed in a way that it would make me think that's the regal person's room.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep moving my way in.
All right, you're about 40 minutes in on the spell. You got 20 minutes left on your spell.
Okay.
So it's just coming around. You see this kind of black wall of darkness that seems, as you go around, looks like you're starting to get the impression that it's kind of like it's been set up to surround something. As you kind of work your way around the room, you see the various tapestries hanging and kind of giving this really kind of weird, almost like a bamboo forest type of thing, where they're kind of, as you turn, you see certain ones line up where you can see, so they're not all facing the same way, but they're in a pattern that kind of leads you to kind of think this is like a maze to walk through.
Okay. Can I get into the darkness?
You certainly could try.
Okay, I'd like to try and step into the darkness.
All right. So as you step into the darkness, as you're crawling in, you notice that as you kind of crawl through the ceiling, you can pass through the darkness, and you can't really see what's in there. It's like this whole area is all dark. But you notice as you're crawling along, you feel something that feels like wood. And as you kind of feel it and sense, you get a sense that it's some type of pole that's extending from the ceiling to the floor. And as you kind of go about, you notice that these are very close, that there are several of these very close together.
Okay.
Almost like a set of like turnstiles.
All right, gonna keep on going.
All right. So as you navigate through, as you step out of the darkness, as if stepping into another world, you stand in a small area lighted by a smoking brazier, and and engulfed by the darkness around. On the north end is a lighted area with a blood-stained altar, a large slab of stone, a shallow coffin-shaped indentation in its center. In the garish orange light of the brazier, the atone seems almost black. At the four corners of the slab are incense burners that pour out the sickly purple smoke. At the head of the indentation, with stars shimmering in its depths, of a deep black blade. Shard
Bingo.
of midnight.
Okay. Do I see anybody in here?
No.
I'm going to crawl as close as I can get to that sucker.
Okay. You crawl in and do your web thing, and you kind of come down and descend onto the altar, and there is the sword that sits there.
Okay.
You have about You have about 5 minutes before your wild shape evaporates.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I want to, and I'm not doing this yet. I'm just working my way through it. I would like to cancel my wild shape, grab the sword, and bamf to where Anarion is through the sending stones, or through the drop pod stones.
Okay.
And I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So you drop your wild shape.
Yep.
You grab the sword.
Yep.
And you bamf. A moment later, you reappear next to Will, Shrag, and Anari holding the sword, the shard of night.
I have it. Let's get the hell out of here.
I thought you were just scouting. What did you got? Okay, let's. What do we do?
Exit stage left quickly.
What? You're not going to go say hello and make friends?
No. There were 35 or so friends back there.
Oh, okay. That way?
So maybe the way we came? Tablis? Anarion? I don't know. I can't think right now. John, you're muted.
So yeah, let's go back out the way we came and put the shard in the quiver quickly so that we can secure it and get going.
Run!
Hey, run away!
Yeah, run away! Run away!
All right,
about to be a
so
chase
we have
scene. Oh my
inspiration.
God,
Another
it's
two
sad.
inspirations for Obsidian and an inspiration for everybody. So
Oh,
Yes,
thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Obsidian definitely just earned that, though. What? I'm so scared.
So as you backtrack down the path and start to kind of quickly run.
Quick question.
Go for it.
Do we get a short rest in that time?
The three of you had a short rest.
I know I did it.
Obsidian did not, but the three of you had a short rest, and now you're trying to very quickly and quietly make your way out. And as you get through halfway, as you kind of go halfway through the path that you took, you're go and get and the Anari has the 21 on the passive.
23.
23.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 25.
So, and Will's 20 and Obsidian's 20. You three all start to hear shouts.
From which direction? Where we were?
In front of you. You start to hear shouts in front of you. You're muted
Multiples?
again, Will.
I'm just freaking out, so I'm muting myself so you don't have to hear every weird noise I make.
I get that.
There are shouts in front of you. It appears that the the guard outpost you went through has been discovered. And that is where we're going to take a mid-session break.
Thank you. I need the break.
I think we all do. That was nerve-wracking.
Hope you all are enjoying this so far. Stand by. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Going to stand up, take a break, maybe take some anti-anxiety bits. Who knows? But we'll be right back. So stay tuned.
Become inspired by Sirenscape Online Player's massive sound library and weave your tabletop legends by building custom sound sets that bring your immersive world to life. Simply download the app to access the entire Sirenscape archive anytime you need epic sounds. The online player works perfectly alongside any virtual tabletop to bring your players together no matter where they are in the world. Broadcast your custom sound sets in real time with flawless audio quality to give them a game they'll never forget. Get the Sirenscape Online Player today at Sirenscape.com.
Alrighty, and we're back. Sorry, I had to take a minute because, wonderful thing about D&D is the plan always changes. So,
Sorry.
this gives us a great
Sorry.
opportunity to do a timed challenge. So,
Yay.
yay. So here's how this is going to go, ladies and germs. The alarm has sounded. You have stolen an item from the Drow. The alarm is coming in front of you. So the timer will start. And when the timer runs out is when the priestesses and the matron mother will have realized they have been robbed. So your objective is to get out of the Drow area before this runs out, to buy yourself some time. The alarm
Here
is
I
in-
was thinking the second half would be less stressful.
So you find yourselves in the corridor leading south, leading south, back to the stair to get out of the area. You started to hear the shouts of alarm. In front of there, this corridor is roughly 20 feet wide by about 20 feet high as it curves up. You've passed through many of these corridors before. In front of in a Shrag, as you guys are kind of going, Shrag, you see in your distance, you see a pair of Drow come charging up the corridor. You have 1 round to react before the rest of the party can see these 2 individuals coming down the corridor. You don't see any offshoots to the left or to the right. It's actually a fairly clean corridor because as you've now is based on whatever amount of information Obsidian has been relaying in your attempt to flee. This area has been pretty much resettled or reoccupied. So a lot of the normal debris and dust and the general abandonment that you've seen in other parts of the city are not in this corridor.
Okie dokie. And how close are these 2 running the corridor to each other, please?
They are they're running, so they're kind of they're about 5 feet away from they've got about a 5-foot separation.
Cool. Okay.
Between them?
And do they seem to have seen us yet, or are they just running hell for leather in one direction?
They have 120 feet, so they would have seen you. But it's kind of one of those. They see you, you see them. At the top of the order, as they move into view, everyone will see everybody. But I'm giving you the opportunity to react first.
Okie dokie.
Since you have the furthest vision.
In which
the
case,
timer is starting.
Okay, fireball. I know it's only 2 of them, but let's clear the way. Fireball down and gone.
Alrighty, go ahead and cast your fireball. They are just outside of 60 feet.
Wow, thanks a bunch, D&D Beyond. That's 18 points of damage with a DC 17 dex save.
Wow, 18
Yeah,
or
wow.
8d6.
Yeah.
You do have inspiration if you want to throw it toward that.
Oh yeah, you can add it to your damage.
Yep, is that a D4, isn't it? So
Yeah.
do that.
Oh.
3, so that's 21 points.
That's better.
21 points total.
An idiot.
Yeah, 21 points in total with a DC 17 dex save, please.
Alrighty, the first one does not make his save. So he takes the full 21 points of damage.
Right, and I will very quickly use Fury of the Small because I'm going to try and get as many down as I can. He will take an additional 9 points of damage.
Good hit. The
Fury
second
of
one
the Small.
does make his dex save. So he takes the 10 points of damage because it's halved.
Yep. And I will scream to the ones. Basically, I will say, look, 2 incoming, keep moving. And then I will move a full 30 foot south. And Nat's basically sat on my shoulder riding with me at this point. I'm not going to sort of waste anything actually on moving her as well. Dash action, that's a bonus action, isn't that? I can't remember with dash.
If you're a rogue, yes.
Yeah, because I know I've got I can do the... No, I won't do this turn. I'll read up on it for next turn, but basically I will... I'll move the 30 foot, and then that's it. On to the others. Can't waste time. Keep moving. Go, go, go!
Alrighty, go ahead and roll that initiative.
Yeah. Can I use my inspiration for initiative? I don't know
You
if I
can
want
use
to, but
inspiration. When the Tricksters donate inspiration, you may use it for any dice roll that you make.
okay.
Nothing's going to help mine. I got an 8.
Hey, that's what I got too.
I was gonna say, are you gonna put us in the turn order, Steve?
Should be there already. If not, I'll just re-add you.
I was gonna say I don't see myself where I'd put in my number.
Yeah, no, I definitely could have done that because I've only got the one level of rogue. I think that kicks in at rogue level 2.
Alrighty,
Before the bonus
guys.
action.
You should be able to add
There
in
we
your
go.
initiatives. Will, what's your initiative?
I cannot put it in, and it's all black for me again. 13.
Yeah, Johnny, cunning action is where you can take the dash as a bonus action. That is level 2.
Yeah. It's I realize it's only the one level of rogue, but it's the goblin bit that gives me the disengage or hide as a bonus action.
How about now, Will?
Gotcha.
Oh, nice. There we go. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, Anari at the top of the order, you see the flash of fireball fill the room and kind of elongate the fireball down the hallway a bit. And you see 2 drow that have been engulfed in that as it went off. One is smoldering more than the other as they draw their weapons, as they have drawn their weapons and continue to charge forward. What do you wish to do?
All right. So at this range, they haven't taken their action yet.
No, they are running and getting within to get. They are full on. They were full on running when they saw you.
All right. Then I am going to use my longbow to attack from range.
Alrighty.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong die. Hang on one sec. I grabbed the D10 instead of the D20. So it's going to be, one of them was a nat 20. So that's going to be the crit.
Yep.
Oh, you got a 20!
The other
Sorry.
one was a 13. Yeah, 13 plus. So the other one's going to be a 21 to hit.
All right.
Check that. Sorry, I was adding the rapier, not the bow. So it's going to be a 27 and a 20 to hit.
Both hit. Roll damage.
Okay. So 6, 8, 7. All right. So that one's 3. That one is 7. And you can't add Divine Smite on bow. It's on a ranged. It's only melee.
No, it's a melee.
Right?
It has to be a melee.
Yep. That's what I thought. So that one is.
Now I'm realizing I need a camera that watches the hourglass.
Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't fair because I have to add up all my die. All right. So the first hit is going to do 10 that's going to be 12.
Yeah, that's a good point. These are only 6 seconds rounds. Slow that hourglass down.
Yeah. The first one's going to do 30 points of damage.
Good hit.
The second one will do 13 plus 4, 17 points of damage.
Alrighty. That as you line up and rapid fire 2 shots, and they sink hard into the chest of that drow, and he staggers. He's not looking good.
And then I'll use my. How far am I? Yeah.
You should be just at about 60 feet.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say. I'll use my cunning action to bonus action into melee range with that one.
Okie dokie.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. This one, he will run up on you. He will attack you. Is short with his sword. First attack. The 13 to hit.
Yes.
Second attack is an 18 to hit.
I'll also miss.
Alrighty. Drag, you're up. Will, you're on deck.
Okay, I am going to fire a firebolt on the one that's not directly in front of Anarion.
Okay.
And that is going to be... As he flings his flaming hat shape at him, that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage. Actually, no. What's your minimum damage on a firebolt?
Well, I've just rolled 16 points of damage.
All right. So you fire that firebolt, and as it hits him, it just cauterizes the wounds, and he lets out a death scream and falls over dead.
Cool. And as I'm then running in with Nat sort of bobbing around on my shoulder, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And at the same time, I'm going to be drawing my rapier, so I'm running with my rapier out whilst also sort of throwing spells with the other hand.
Alrighty. Will, you're up. You're muted.
I move my full 30 feet up and I cast Toll the Dead on the last guy.
All right. Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please. Has he been damaged yet?
Yes, he has. And he fails the save.
Excellent. Whoop! One of my d12s just went haywire, so one's a 5 and one's a 6, so that's 11 necrotic damage.
Alrighty, he takes it as in front of Nari and Shrag. You see the dark tendrils of necrotic energy just kind of wash over his skin.
Okay, and then since that was a bonus action, I will use since that was a cantrip, I will use bonus action as my Spirit Shroud as my bonus action.
Okay.
At a 4th level.
All right, and what does that do again?
That gives me an extra D8 if I damage something that's within 10 feet of me.
Copy that. All right, does that complete your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right, Obsidian, you're up.
So I'm going to use movement to go 30, bonus action as a cunning action to move 30 more, which is going to get me there. And then, since I'm not quite in range, I'm going to use feline agility, which just says when you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. So I'm going to scooch down there and stabby.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade and stabby.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Nat 20 plus 10, 30.
Oh,
Love it.
This poor Drow just like stood there going, what do you mean they're running towards me?
So it is 6, 12, 18. It's 30 points of damage before I roll.
jeez.
Now, is that a natural nat 20 or the nat 20 you just got from the Tricksters?
No, it was a natural nat 20.
All right, so keep that in mind. Tricksters gave you a nat 20 for your next roll.
Oh, thank you. I did not. I'm sorry, because I wasn't even on the chat.
I know. I'm trying to... We're getting people donating again, so yay.
I know. Yeah,
Thanks,
I know.
guys.
That's so awesome, guys. Thank you.
Guys are the best.
We can use it, so thank you very much.
So it was 38 because I forgot Green Flame Blade. 38 before I rolled. And then for the rolls, it's an extra 38, 41, 44, 54, 60 points of magical fire damage.
Was that the total?
60.
Alrighty, he takes the hit. He's still standing and he's not happy.
Oh, okay. He's got a lot of hit points.
He does. And I certainly cannot do anything else on this turn.
All right. Top of the round. Nari.
All right. So I am going to engage now with my rapier.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark
Yeah.
Okay.
on that one. So that gives me another 5. Okay, so I rolled a 21 and a 27 to hit.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did.
The first attack is going to do 32 points of damage.
All right. Second attack.
And the second attack will do 29.
All righty.
Jeez.
So all of that in a flurry completely obliterates this drow elite warrior as he falls over dead.
Excellent.
Okay.
And then we're going to keep running.
Keep on running.
Quickly, I want to search him.
Oh, yeah,
and
good
see
point.
What he's got.
Investigation.
He's got his hand crossbow, his darts, and his short swords.
Anything look magical or worth anything?
Just typical weapon fare.
No coins on him or gems or anything like that. Nothing valuable like that.
Not really. Seems like
Okay.
all his wealth is somewhere else.
Okay.
While they're doing that, can I take an action?
Sure can.
I would like to dump my oil of slipperiness into the tunnel behind us. It covers a
Okay.
10-foot square, so it should fill the entire
So
tunnel.
you're doing it a line from side to side.
It says it covers a 10-foot square, a 10-foot on each side, and it duplicates the grease spell,
Okay.
and it lasts for 8 hours.
Good call. Good call.
Nice.
Alrighty.
When she catches up to me, I'd like to take, because I don't want to do it while she's behind us. I want to take a handful of ball bearings and throw them down on the ground as well to cause more
Slippery ball
difficult
bearings.
Alrighty. So you guys continue to charge through. Your pathway behind you has some obstructions in it. As you continue in, you get into the next district. Just booking it all the way through.
And Cablis is with us, correct? I just want to make
Yes,
sure she's
she's running with
us.
you.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
pace is set by the slowest person in the party. So you're
What's her speed?
just charging through. After what seems like an excruciatingly long amount of time, you still hear you're hearing more shouts as you get closer, so it's getting louder. And as you are continuing to charge down the corridor, who's leading the procession?
I'll probably take point.
Okay. And then
I'll
who's
take
second?
back.
I'll go second.
So Anarion, Obsidian, Shraggy Hill. I mean,
Go ahead and
Will.
organize yourselves in your run right there at that top part.
We could do 2 by 2, right?
Yeah, the
In this
corridor is
space?
20 feet wide, 20 feet high.
So at the top of the corridor, you want us?
Yep, at the top.
Okay.
Oh, if
Oh,
it's that wide, might as well run
yeah,
in
okay.
line then.
Wait, are we running down?
Yes, you're running
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Does that work?
down. Yep, that works.
Just out of interest, would it be worthwhile you two staggering across one more block to the right? So we're not all then clustered.
Okay.
Yeah, it just means no lightning bolts coming down the corridor and getting two people in a row.
Yeah.
Ah,
Good
good
call.
call. Of course, we're in prime formation for area effects otherwise, but
Well, the
Yeah.
corridor kind of
Fireball.
prevents or constrains us. So
yeah, a little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Just trying to be it.
Okay. So I'm a little unsure as to when I can do things since we're kind of in initiative, but kind of not.
Well, we're going to keep in the initiative. It's just pause. The next set of things we'll just jump in. in the count since we're at the top. Since
Okay.
we're essentially at the top of the order each time you run into one of these things.
Okay.
So as you're charging through, Shrag, at your vision, you notice another set of Dark Elves are rushing down the corridor. You see three of the. You see two. They're kind of running along the sides of the corridor as they're
Yep.
running up, and then you see what looks to be a third one coming up behind. And you imagine there's probably a fourth one after that. So add them to the turn order.
The one that had a bunch more hit points than the last one, did he look different? And if he did, do any of these look like that guy?
They all appear to be that type of attire. At least as far as the ones you fought, they seem to be dressed the same. It's just one looked a little injured before you got to him.
Got it. Okay.
So we're running the same as last time, where I'll get a shot off before we reach them, or are we just going straight to?
It's right at the max of your range. If you got anything that goes at 120 feet, you
Yep,
can
we're-
totally fire something off.
Okay, we're going to soften up with another fireball because it seemed to work last time, just to keep moving, keep the damage on them, and get them down quickly. So cast my last fireball, and that's slightly better this time. It's
Okay, that's better.
false sense of security. That's 28
Okay.
points of damage with a DC 17.
Okay, that's better.
Alrighty.
And you should be able to see just the top and bottom of the green line of where I've placed the fireball. I think that gets definitely the first two, but obviously then
Yep.
whatever's below that's.
It'll get all four of them.
Cool.
Save there.
Yep, so
Passes. Passes.
Jeez.
All four pass.
Oh,
okay.
man.
14 points of damage apiece then. That's still softening up. That's okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Do I see him yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
And keeping it moving.
All right. Oh. All right. So starting off, the third one in the line that you see, Shrag, stops and goes to touch a brooch on his collar,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a creature appear next to him.
Oh, good.
It looks like it's really kind of funky looking. It looks like it has kind of like an octopus type of head with like arms on top with a maw at the center, and it's got a set of legs and like a singular eye below the tentacles as it gets out and is starting to charge forward.
Can I make a nature or an arcana check to see if I know what that is?
You certainly can. I'll let you choose.
Actually, no, both the modifiers are the same, so we'll go for nature. And come on, D&D Beyond, give me a break. That's an 8. I think I know what it is, but yeah, doesn't matter. It's a big floaty octopus squid thing. Guys, incoming octopus squid thing. Big eye.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. Big eye. Squid thing.
Have you been drinking again?
Not enough for this thing. Keep running.
We haven't had time to drink.
And that creature just charges forward, and now you guys can see this thing kind of lumbering forward with these tentacles on its head as it's charging up, and it's about 10, and it's coming close to Shrag, and let's see. He will pull. He pulls out his. That was his action to do that. So. Double check Dakar can. Dakar.
Dakar no what?
Nope. That's his turn for that. So next is Anari.
All right. I'm going to move up.
All right.
My 30 feet of movement. I think it's right there. Am I able to see yet?
Yep. Should be able to see all. You can see the three. You see the creature, and then you see three of the drow as you're rushing up.
Okay. I am going to fire my longbow
Okay.
at the brooch wearing dude.
Okay.
23 and a 20 to hit. I'm sorry, 22 and a 25 to hit.
Both hit.
23 and 20 for damage.
Alrighty, takes those hits. Still is kind of still up.
Ah, crap. All right, as my bonus action, I'm going to move my hunter's mark to him. Should have done it first.
Alrighty. Hunter's mark is now on him. All right, everybody
That's
gets
my turn.
another. Oh, okay. So, Will, you have a +1 modifier on all your proficient skill checks, on top of what you already have, and each of you has a D4 inspiration that you can.
Oh my goodness.
A second one or just one?
A second one.
Okay,
If you haven't
so
used
2d4.
it from earlier, this one just came in.
Okay, so 2. All right.
So +1 on skill checks,
Anything you're proficient in, you get an additional +1 until the end of the stream.
including saving throws.
Nice.
Or if you're proficient, anything you're proficient in.
Nice.
Very
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, buddy.
Alrighty.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
That complete your turn, Inari?
It does. Sorry.
That's fine. Alright, this guy. He is going to shoot with his hand crossbow. Shrag, odds or evens?
Odd. Good Shrag is odd.
Alright, Anari takes the hit. Hand crossbow being fired at Anari.
Barrel.
That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll miss.
Oh, miss. Nice. All right, that's his single shot, and he will continue to move forward. See, he can move forward his. Gonna move forward, beelining for Shrag. Shrag, you're up. Will, you're on deck.
Okay, Shrag's going to hold his hand forth and he's going to say, haha, surprise! And he's going to cast another fireball using the rune of spell storing.
All right.
And that's going to be 26 points of damage with a DC 17 dex save, please.
Okay, so the three of them have to make the dex save. So, first dex save. Makes it. Doesn't make it.
Damn it.
Makes it. So the second one, what's the total damage on that fireball again?
So it was a total of 26, and then obviously 13 for the saves.
Alrighty. That complete your turn?
They're going to reach me anyway. So I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to go and use my bonus action to do disengage and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And just confuse the hell out of them by running past them. In fact, no, one was I'm going to stop just behind that one. So if somebody can reach that one, it's going to give an advantage.
Yeah.
So basically, Shragnaz going to run down, like basically like, sort of slide and sort of like, careen through between the two of them. So like, catch me if you can.
Alrighty.
Let's meet up.
Okay. You dodged in around him. Yep. Then, so you're good?
Yep, that's me done. Thank you.
Alrighty, Will, you're up.
Okay, Obsidian and Anarion, either you take damage.
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm moving up my full 30, and so we're going for the leader. Yes? Brooch guy?
Yep.
Okay.
He's still in the back.
All right, I will hold. Oh, he's all the way in the back.
Yeah, from your spot, he's about 60 feet from you. So you're just seeing him. He's dressed in a little bit different armor and seems to be commanding somewhat of authority.
Okay, I'm not close enough then. So I sorry, I can't get to the leader yet, guys. I hold out my hand and the octopus guy starts to glow, and he now has vulnerability to the next damage taken.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Gotcha. Good to know. Good.
Yeah, so whatever damage he takes will be doubled.
Depends on the type of damage. Alrighty.
Row.
Anything else? Is that complete your turn, Will?
Yep.
All right. Next up, we have a Drow. So he will charge up his 30 feet. Ooh, 3 choices. So Anari is the one who's going to take going to be targeted, and a globe of darkness descends on where you're standing. Which also encompasses Will. Your vision goes completely black as you're standing in magical darkness. Obsidian, you're up. And you're Obsidian, you just see the darkness descend on them. You can't see through it.
Okay. So, but I do know he was basically straight in front of me, correct?
Yeah, the one creature that the octopus-looking creature was pretty much straight in front, so you could still make a ranged attack on them. It'd just be disadvantaged because you can't see directly.
Right. But I can see the wall. I can see there's an area on the side of the wall, correct?
Yeah, a very small sliver of area that you can run through.
25, 10, 35. So 40 feet, basically, to get next to him. Damn. All right. Well, Anarion, you're not close enough, so I'm going to have to go up to the Drow.
Okay.
because I want the sneak attack. And so if I remember you telling me I had nat 20.
Yep. You have a nat 20 from the
Okay.
Tricksters to use on this attack.
Yep. So I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade. So I dashed as a bonus action. I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade. So the nat 20 with sneak, it's 45 magical piercing with 11 fire and 3 points. I'm going to use one of my inspirations for 3 extra points.
And it is dead.
Great.
Just came through and just pretty much decapitated him with that green flame
Excellent.
blade. He's done.
And what I would also like to do as part of that, since I have a nat 20 and I'm within 30 feet of something, am I within 30 feet of the leader? I am not, am I?
Nope. You're 30 feet of the two drow to the side, and then 10 feet to the creature to the other creature.
So I'd like to then hit the other creature with Wails from the Grave, which gives me 2d6 necrotic.
Okay.
And so as a nat 20, it would be 12 plus 6 is 18 necrotic damage.
Yep, that'll take.
Is that the one that will hit with the double the damage
Yep.
spell?
So 18 makes
And-
it 36.
36.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
if he's out of concentration spell, then of course I'm hoping he can drop the darkness. I don't know what it is, so
Nope, he's still standing.
I didn't know what taking damage con save type of thing. So, and that will end my turn.
Alrighty.
Was it the octopus creature that cast darkness, or was it the leader guy?
You have no idea.
Ah.
But you're fighting drow, so take your pick.
Yeah.
Probably any
any of
number
them.
of the drow could have done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so, let's see. This one is here. And let's see. So yeah, Shrag and Obsidian. Your vision goes dark as another globe of magical darkness descends on where you're standing. Just back to the top. Let's see, he's going to shift to the side a little bit and shoot in at Shragnaz. Disadvantage because it's the magical darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 17 to hit Shragnaz.
Sadly, that does not hit.
Alrighty. That completes his turn. Anari, and the tremor creature is going to... Let's see. Ooh, lots of choices. So... Got 4 choices. I'll roll a d8, see what happens. It is going to attack Obsidian. Alrighty, so it comes in.
Me and my big mouth.
Let's see, first attack with a claw. The 12 to hit.
That will miss.
All right. Second attack is a 25 to hit.
Well, that will definitely hit, yes.
That's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Third attack,
And, okay, go ahead.
11 to hit.
That will miss.
And final attack, a 24 to hit.
That will miss, and I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half the damage on this.
The 24 will miss.
No, I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to half the damage.
Good call. That was 12 points of 12 points of piercing damage as it bites you.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. All right. Now with Anari, what do you wish to do, sir?
So, with my passive, am I able to kind of tell the walls along here and move out of that darkness?
Yep.
Then I'm going to move down and engage this first Drow. Has he gone? And has he taken a turn in combat?
Yes, he has.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
So can I draw the Shard of Night from the quiver and use it to engage? What type of a weapon is it?
That is an excellent.
Ooh.
Oh, he's breaking out the cellophane wrapped.
I'd anticipated this. I will fit it now.
Is our timer still running?
Oh, yes, it's running.
Oh, I was going to say, hey, if DM is taking time out to read books, that's delaying the process. So I think the timer should stop.
Don't worry, I've accounted for it.
Okay, very good.
Meanwhile, it takes 48 minutes. Oh,
The Shard of Midnight. This weapon has a deep black blade that seems to have small bright stars reflecting off of it. The gold inscription on the hilt is the Elder rune Qualos, and it is adorned with a black sapphire. It has a +3 bonus versus fire, using versus fire dwelling or fire using creatures. Has protection from fire and as a spell, and it can cast darkness, but you have to attune to it. Otherwise, it is just a short sword. It's similar properties as a short sword.
So unless you're attuned to it, there's no bonuses involved.
Nope, it's just
All right.
just be regular short sword.
All right. Then I will continue to go ahead and use my current weapon.
Alrighty.
All right. So, and because I wasn't sure, I hadn't pre-rolled, so apologies.
That's fine.
That's going to be a nat 20 on that one.
Jeez.
So that's going to be first attack. And the second one was a 13. So 29 and 21 to hit.
Okay, what's the damage on the first one?
Damage on the first one is going to be 1. And I don't have anybody close to me, right? No.
No.
And that's not the guy that I was hitting with Hunter's Mark. So it is going to be, where's my, there it is. A whopping 11 points of damage to the first guy and the first attack.
That was enough. All right.
Oh, no kidding. I rolled
No,
a
it doesn't
1.
kill him. It does something else.
Oh,
It's 11 points of damage on the first hit.
on the first attack, yeah.
That was a roller
Shrag
coaster of
and
emotions.
Obsidian, your vision clears as the darkness
Oh,
fades.
sweet.
Nice.
and I can see the piece of crap next to me hitting me and biting me. Got it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit bigger than you are, actually. And the second hit, Nari, what was it?
The second hit is only going to do 15 points of damage.
Every hit point counts.
Yeah,
It does.
but
Especially
they were,
15 of them.
they were low rolls, so, and I don't have anybody close enough to get a sneak, so
All right,
I'm trying.
Shrag,
I'm
you're
trying to
up.
get to you.
I know.
Get him,
Shragnaz,
Shraggy.
you're up.
Cool. Now that's cleared and I can see those two, I am going to cast Snowball Swarm at those two just south of Anarion.
Okay.
So being a 5-foot radius, I'll get those two there. And I'm going to switch that to do psychic damage and give them Brain Freeze.
Right.
Nice.
What's the save?
It's a DC 17 Dexterity save.
Dex save. Okay, number 1. Makes the save. Number 2 does not make the save.
Okay, so it's only a 3d6, only a little one, but that's 7 points to one and 3 to the other. So let's keep that damage ticking in.
Alrighty.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20 to that. And there's a dash in. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage again. I'm actually going to move through them to get to that bit there.
Okay.
And as I leave where I was standing, I'm going to call back at Obsidian. Oh, that thing smells almost as bad as you. Ha! Catch me if you can. And then leg itself down past Anarion and go, how? And then run through between the Drow.
Does that complete your turn?
That completes my turn.
Alrighty, Will, you're up.
All right, I am just trying to get out of this, so I'm just gonna walk forward and probably bump into this guy.
Yep. As you come through that barrier of darkness, you see this horrifying looking creature with these arms, tentacles on its head, its eye, and
And then you see the creature and realize you're the one's Obsidian.
I just go, oh my god, and instinctively just push my hand out and cast Inflict Wounds on him.
okay,
So that is a dirty 20 to hit.
that will hit.
Okay, so this is going to be 3d10 plus 2d8. Back here. Okay, so 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 6 is 19. Plus 9 is 28 damage.
Just enough.
Oh, sweet. Ugh. And I just and keep walking. If I could just move the rest of my movement.
Well, it wasn't
out.
slimy. It felt like stone when you touched it.
Yeah.
It felt like you were touching a big mound of dirt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alrighty.
so I've moved 5, 10, so I'm just going to go 15, 20, 25, 30.
Alrighty.
That's my turn.
Brings us to this guy. Who's going to attack Shragnaz with his short swords. Short sword. Oh, two. Or short sword. Alright, first attack is 8 to hit.
I'd like to give it to you, but no, sorry.
No, you wouldn't. Don't lie.
Oh, rolling an 8, I feel like I'd like trying to give him something.
And he comes around with the second attack and is 11 to hit. So yeah, you're just too nimble. Too nimble, too quick.
Wily little gobbo.
Brings us to Obsidian.
My dice are hot today. That's all I can say. So I'm going to move the 25 feet up to these guys.
Okay.
I rolled another nat 20.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Left to right.
I'm going to do the one in front of me,
Okay.
casting Green Flame Blade. So on him, I did 56 points of magical piercing and fire damage.
He is dead.
The Green
Sweet.
Flame Blade leaps to the guy next to me who took 13 points of fire damage.
He's
I think he
dead.
was already-
And then I'm going to use Whales from the Grave to do 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 points of damage to the leader who is within 30 feet of me.
Nice.
How many points of damage again?
17 necrotic.
Okay.
So guys, the way this is
That was a
going,
hell of a turn.
do you feel like we should go
What'd you
take
say,
the nation on this, right?
No.
No.
Stop it.
Let's not tempt fate here. No. We need to get
We're
the hell
slowly-
out of Dodge.
We're slowly going through everything we have left.
Alrighty. It comes up to the last creature. He looks and sees that you have killed all of his men, and he drops a globe of darkness right on top of himself, and then uses his movement to rush off. As you hear more screams, more shouts coming from the corridors. Now you are hearing shouts coming from behind, as well as more shouts coming in front. So now we have Anarion.
Are we doing initiative order?
Oh, I need to ask a question here, because they're essentially simultaneous type of actions. Would I be able to have seen and gauged a spot beyond him to try to prevent his retreat?
There is a possibility.
Okay. Because what I would like to do is, with my bonus action on this one, Misty Step to where I think he would have been, and then engage him.
Okay.
Nice.
His 30 feet would have put him right where he's about to leave the map. So your Misty Step would have brought you...
Well, from where I was, look, I have...
Let me make sure I have the right...
I'll show... Yeah, I was going to say I have 60 feet with the Misty Step, I believe.
So yeah, you would have been right with him.
Okay, so still in melee range?
Yeah, you would have appeared right in melee as he's in stride. So you can
all right.
Excellent.
Act
Awesome.
accordingly.
All right, so I'm going to attack. That will be a 26 and 27 to hit.
Both hit. Roll damage.
Okay. And this is the brooch guy, right? I recognize that as the brooch guy.
You didn't see him activate it, so
But I mean, based on what he's wearing more elaborate stuff than the previous guys we've been fighting, correct?
Yeah, he is.
So I would then be able to surmise that he is probably Mr. Leadman?
Yes.
Okay. Then in that case, I have him already hunter's marked.
Mm-hmm.
But I am also going to drop... What do I have left spell-wise? I'm going to drop a second level Divine Smite.
Up the bomb.
On these hits.
Okay.
So let me mark those off so that I don't mistakenly use them elsewhere. So that is going to be 3d8, so I have to roll 4, 7. Where's 8? 7 is 15. 15 for that. 1, 9, 12 for that. So that's going to be 33 points on the first hit, 25 points on the second. Of that, 15 and 12, so 27 points of it is radiant
Okay.
damage.
All right. He's still standing.
Damn it. Oh, I forgot. The inspiration dice can go to damage too, or just to attacks?
Attacks and skill checks.
Attacks and skill check. Okay, so no damage. Otherwise, I would have
Oh, I
used
thought
them
you
too.
said
Yeah,
inspiration.
you could add them. It's still not going to be enough to kill him.
Okay. All right, that's all right. He's marked. I can track him, so it's all good.
All right. Bragg,
I
you're
did
up.
what I could.
That was a hell of a turn.
I'm going to keep up with my current action of just careening around like a small pinball goblin going down the corridor. So I'm just going to slam straight forward down past the darkness and sort of hand out against the wall.
There's no darkness. He took enough. He would have took enough for his con save. So just to verify. Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And coming slide out the other side of it and singing they're engaged with Anarion. So actually, I could probably change that to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'll as I come out like the side of the dome, I'm going to like career diagonally across the way to dive down to help him. And as I slide in and sort of like sliding on my knees, I'm just going to hands up and just do magic missile at him.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to do that at 2nd level.
All right.
4d4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, we're going to flip this out as thunder damage. Just because I can really mix my magic missiles up. So that's going to be a total of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Oh, no, hang on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Yeah, 15 points of thunder damage.
15 points thunder damage. So
Yep.
as they impact and you hear the thunderclaps start to reverberate through the corridor. Still standing.
How's he looking?
He's not looking too good.
Okay.
Will, you're up.
Oh, crap. All right, I will rush to him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Damn, that is the closest I can get. All right, then I will toll the dead.
Okay.
That is a wisdom saving throw.
Makes the save.
Okay, he takes that.
All right. That complete your turn? All right. This brings up with Obsidian.
Okay, so I am 45 feet from being next to him. So movement of 30, dash action for another 15. I go right next to him. I cast Green Flame Blade as my action for a 10 plus 10. So dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is 23 points of damage, and I'm going to add one of my inspiration die to that, and I rolled a 2, so 25.
Alrighty, how do you want to do it?
Yes.
God. Stab him in the eye holes. Sorry.
All
Homage
right.
to Mel.
So with a flurry of movement from everybody as he's reeling from these attacks, you hit him with that green flame blade in his face, cutting one of the eyes and igniting it, cauterizing the wound, and he drops dead.
Search him. Grab
Search the
brooch.
body real quick, yeah. And
So
then,
as they're dropping him, I'll scream, "Hey, he did something with his collar and that thing appeared. Go for it."
So
Look
you're
at the
able to
shinies.
grab the brooch off. He's got a hand crossbow. He's got a whip, and he's got a scimitar.
Hand crossbow, whip, scimitar, anything magical?
As far as you can tell, nothing is magical except for whatever
The brooch.
Shrag says is the brooch that he touched to summon the
Okay.
creature.
if he was the captain, let's grab his stuff anyway. We can always check it
Anyway.
later. Yeah.
Yep. Grab all 4 of the items and beat feet.
You're on mute.
While they do that, can I do something?
Sure.
All right, I will take one of the balls out of my bag of tricks and throw it, and an owl appears, and I hand him a ball bearing, and I say, "I'm sorry, go take this the other direction and drop it when you're like 300 feet," and I'm trying to like make them think there's people coming from multiple directions. So he's got like a ball bearing in his mouth and then like one in each foot.
Okay. So
Make distraction
5.
noises.
Yep. Try to get him to go back the corridor, down the corridor we came from, and just as far as he can.
all right. So he flies off, and you never see him again.
Nope.
Or baby.
He's not real.
So you guys continue to rush. You real quick kind of strip him down, grab his stuff, and continue to rush through. You get to the
Anything special about his armor?
Chainmail.
I never even
Just
just
chainmail,
regular
yeah.
old chainmail. Okay.
We're not going to have time for that.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
we
was
don't
gonna
have time
say.
for that.
Yeah.
But you're hearing now as you're going through. You're now getting close to where the guardhouse was, where you came in. You are now hearing a large amount of shouts from behind, and they are closing in on your position.
Ball bearings. More ball bearings behind us.
The sound keeps coming. You as you're listening, you now hear probably about 50 different sounds of footprints and running as coming up behind you.
Is
And-
Cab-
Cabla
just trying to
slower
slow
than the
him
rest
down.
of us?
Huh?
Is Cabla slower than the rest of us? Because
Yeah,
you
she
mentioned
only
we're
goes
going at
25
this.
feet.
All right, I look at her and I say, "I'm sorry, but you have to get on this broom. You are slowing us down."
You get through. You get through the guardhouse.
I give her
Mhm.
my broom.
So
Alright.
as soon as we actually hit the far side of the guardhouse, rather than worrying about the broom that can only go 30, I'm going to whip out
goes
the
50.
wand. Okay, 50. Okay, well, so she can jump on that then. I'm going to whip out the wand and I'm going to summon 4 warhorses with a speed of 60 foot.
She's still going to be slower than us, but that's okay. Although,
No, she can get on a horse.
if,
was gonna say, yeah,
if
she'll
Shragnaz
be able
and
to
her
get
get
on the horse.
together, it won't slow the horse down.
Right.
Yep.
Give me back my broom.
So now you guys are charging on horseback through
And
the
what I'm
Underdark.
going to do is just before we actually, so that the corridor we've been running down, so what I'm going to do is to maximize the area of effect in the corridor, is I'm just going to move the spell effect back into the shape. So it's a 30-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how the basis of how far it's going to fill the corridor. And I am going to cast a concentration level 4 spell of Sickening Radiance.
Ooh.
And I'm going to cast that bad boy in the corridor, so they're going to move through it at least once, if not twice, even if they dash. So they're going to have to get hit by it twice to slow them down after us. Just leave them a nice little present as they get to the end of that corridor.
And within that space, I'm going to toss back some caltrops
Mm.
to make it difficult terrain for them to get through.
So they're going to spend
Those actually do
longer.
damage, don't they?
Yep. They do damage.
Okay.
They have a DC 15 dex throw. Or they can stop moving through it, or they'll take the piercing damage. And that's what I'm going to add.
Okay.
Caltrops. I need to take some of those off.
And any creature that moves into that area of effect, in addition to the caltrop effect, they must take a DC 17 con save or take 4d10 radiant damage and 1 level of exhaustion. And they start to emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius, which means they can't go invisible. And that all lasts until the spell ends. It's concentration that lasts 10 minutes. So as we're riding, I'm going to keep that
Nice.
concentrating.
Alrighty.
Excellent.
So you guys.
Hell yeah, Johnny.
So continuing, you go through. You left all this stuff behind you to try and delay the distance as much as you can. Riding through on the horses, backtracking through as best you can, weaving through. You get to where the stairwell is that leads back up to the Myconids, or off to another direction. That is where the session will end.
Oh man, that's a good place
Do we
to
hear
end.
anything? Do we hear anything?
I was gonna
behind
say,
us?
sounds of
You were
pursuits?
charging so far forward that the sounds are the sounds kind of dwindle in the background. You don't hear any more chase, but you get to where the stairwell is, and that is where we're in. So we'll pick up with this as kind of like your spot to start from.
Oh boy, good job, everybody.
Man,
Steve, you are
Well-
giving us a run for our
well
money.
played.
Literally a run.
Run, yeah.
Run away.
Just to do, let's see, where is it? Where's me identify?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm
This
gonna
is
use my
fun. I've never done a chasing. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just going to do my ritual identify, but use it as a quick spell cast as my ability to do it on the brooch, just in case it might help us quickly next week rather than to worry too much about admin there and then at the start.
Also, as a point of curiosity, how long would be the ride on the escape?
The war horses go 60 feet. So on the gallop, I mean, if you went, you're probably in full on panic run. So it's the hooves and the echoing through the corridors you're going. It probably wouldn't take you more than maybe about an hour, half the time it took you to walk up there. You would have been back. But you made a lot of noise on that whole trek back.
Well, the horses only last an hour.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So an hour.
Yeah, the horses. You would have gotten to the stairs within shortly after getting into the stairs. The horses would have dissipated.
Okay. Is it possible to use that hour of time? Because I know it takes an hour to attune. Would it be able to use that hour of riding to attune to that sword?
No, you were in full on gallop. You would have had if you were like kind of meandering or like traveling
Fair enough.
without pace and purpose. Yeah, but no, it'd be your next. You'd probably be when you guys figure out where you're going to do a long rest. Would be when you could try to attune to the sword.
Fair enough. Just wanted to check.
Yeah, good question. But I'm thinking this has been a panic. Let's get as far away as possible. Because
we are all channeling our inner brave Sir Revan.
At the most expeditious opportunity, the next opportunity that I have, I want to attune to that sword.
Well, you would have gotten you got to the stairs. You've descended up for the myconids and whatever. You could go any number of directions. So if you want to find a quick spot for a long rest, then you can find someplace right here on this floor, or do you want to try to ascend up and rest where the myconids are?
I would feel bad about doing that because given the fact that the Drow are probably really, really not happy with us.
Yeah.
Probably know where we've gone.
You get the sense that the amount of traffic is quiet as with the fact there's what was coming. They realize you stole something. And thankfully, there have been no witnesses, so it's going to be really hard for anybody to...
They don't know who took it.
As far as you could tell, for anyone to identify who it was who robbed them.
Unless Anarion's sitting there going, hi.
Of course.
Well, I haven't done that yet.
There was effectively no witnesses of the theft, and anybody else that's seen us on the way in and out are dead.
Dead. Yep.
Right.
Hey, we left no witnesses, guys.
Woo!
As far as you can tell at this point in time, you managed to pull off a heist.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was one of the most adrenaline pumping D&D sessions I've ever had. Ever. Well done, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Shrag is going to walk over to Obsidian and he's going to pat him on the knee and say, if we ever go to Balger's Gates, you need to speak to Madame Bloom. And he's going to give a little wink and just wander away.
And
thank you.
And Anarion will walk over and having known Obsidian for a long, long time, he's going to wink and smile and then pretend to put a crown on his head and say, King of the Rogues.
Oh,
nice.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's definitely gutsy.
Of all the people to be stuck in the Underdark with, I think you three are my first choices.
I am so thankful I went rogue and druid now that we've done it.
that was a great use of your wild shape, man. That just was
wow.
Awesome.
This is how you win D&D.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe I was thinking, okay, so we're going to teleport in. We're going to teleport in. Why are we going to teleport in? Oh my god, we're going to have to find them all to teleport in. You teleported down, you're like, oh yeah, it works both ways, doesn't it?
Yes, it works both ways.
Oh
fun.
man,
So
what a
fun.
freaking episode!
I just
Oh.
love
Let
that
them knock
time
off
session
my
at the end, though.
charges.
That legging it down the corridor, that pressure that you got to keep moving. You're against the time. Stop thinking about stuff. Just do it. That was just cool.
Amazing.
Oh.
Ay, ay, ay. All right. Well,
I need a drink.
right?
A stiff one.
Yes.
Yeah. You've got some
What?
breathing room before you're pursued.
Yep. That's
So-
awesome.
That quick identifier on the brooch, Scoob, does that give us any information on it?
Oh, right. The brooch.
Yeah, because I can do that ritual as a normal spell casting time of 1 minute.
It's some type of magical container. Used. I said brooch. I should have said flask, but it's a container. It's something that's kind of an extra dimensional kind of pocket that a creature can be put into, and then summoned on a whim. For a contemporary kind of analogy, it's a Pokeball.
As Shrag handles the item and tells you this about this, he's going to turn and look at Obsidian and go, "No, do not even think about it. You can have Nat come with you. I'm not coming with you in that."
Just don't put it in a bag of holding. We may have some very interesting effects.
Does it work with any kind of creature? Like I could go into it if I needed to?
It doesn't work kind of the same way as the item from the Pokeball from Critical Role kind of deal, but it seems like it was it would take some research to figure out the exact way it works to kind of attune a creature to it. But
Cool. What a cool item.
but
Now
if you
everything we fight, I'm just going to be like, save it! Let's put it in the Pokeball!
I'm just thinking of the whole Shad sneaking in somewhere with Nat under his hat and then somebody else in that jar, and it's just like the endless possibilities.
We are becoming quite the infiltrator crew.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. Wow.
Yep. Pulled off a heist robbing the Drow. There's something to put on your resume.
Exactly.
Maybe not.
I'll
Might
say,
keep coming back.
Obsidian gets to put it on his resume.
Oh no.
You wouldn't have made it in and out without us.
That's right. No.
You are the
that is
MVP.
us.
But
Well, he
Absolutely.
would have made it
Everybody
in
here.
just fine. Getting out might have been a little bit of a different story.
Yep.
So you now have
Yep.
2 pieces of the Shards of Day,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
and now you have to figure out the last piece, which is with the Koatoa, which means we're getting wet.
Fish time.
oh goody.
And as soon as we hit that water, I so know the first item I'm going to use.
Oh, point of thing though before I forget.
Uh-oh.
There was another bit that came in for a random potion that you would have found on the captain.
Ooh. Yay for random
Yes.
potions. Thank you, Tricksters.
Thank you.
I know.
So let us figure out what the potion is. Right now. Uncommon and rare.
that was from Vixen, right? Thank
Yep.
you, Vixen.
Thank you, Vixen.
you, Vixen.
I don't know if it was to a specific person, but right now we'll just say you find it as part for the party.
Yep. Potion of.
So, who's ever got D&D or Avre up and running real quick, go and roll a D28. Tell me the result.
D28.
Kelly. Havre.
13.
You find a small vial. You find a vial of potion. It's a red liquid that seems to kind of continuously contract itself into a little bead and then expand out to be a liquid. And then as you watch it, this is a potion of immunitation.
Oh,
You gain the reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell when you drink the potion.
so Shraggy would be a tiny creature.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's small already. And and it reduces you by 1 character size, right? Or like 1.
Yep, for 1d4 hours.
Oh, he'd be so little.
So hang on. Shad carries Nat in his hat, carries me as a tiny creature, and has somebody in a flask. What next?
That's like most of the party. There'd only be one person that wouldn't be going along for the ride. That's freaking awesome. That's a great idea, though.
Oh, I love
so
it.
here's we could put Nat under the hat. Hey, I like that one. Shrag Mini
Nat under the hat.
carried in a pocket. We got Will in the Pokeball. And then since Anarion and Obsidian have good stealths, we just stealth in.
No. You can just teleport to him with the calling stones.
Oh, there's that too.
Or we could all be in Anarion's pocket because Obsidian can be a spider.
Oh, that's true. That's hilarious.
It just looks like Anarion walking in. And then suddenly...
No, because I can cast invisibility on him.
So then Anarion
When you
wouldn't be
wild
walking.
shape, it does not break your concentration on spells.
Well, with
So we get the whole party.
with
That's
that-
awesome. I
it's
love it.
almost 4, so let's finish up our wrap up. We've been kind of hanging
Right.
out. The party is going to get into a position to take a long rest. This is where we'll pick up on them next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you're hitting the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the little bell notification so you can be notified when more videos come out on this channel. Thank you to my wonderful cast for spending another Saturday afternoon with us. Thank you in the chat for all of the donations, all the effects as being tricksters, and all of the love and support you guys continue to give. You're much appreciated and are awesome human beings, especially for sticking around to the end. If you want to see more, come back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have our challenge accepted crew go on a crocodile hunt, to kind of improve relations with a colony of lizard folk. So we'll see how well that turns out. And and then come back next Saturday to see what happens next as this group of infiltrators and heist wielders look for the next piece and potentially the last piece of the Shards of Day for the Baron. So let's see what happens next. Now they have a drow matron mother who is quite pissed at them, only she doesn't know who they are yet.
Yes. Take that.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's good, great. Not like she can reach out to Lady Loth or call a demon to hunt you down. So hey, who knows what could happen?
Wow.
He stole it, not us. He stole it. She ate the unicorn meat, and he stole the sword. I did nothing.
With that, have a great afternoon, everybody, and we will see you on our next stream. Goodbye.
Bye.